Here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. Urban Paradise, opening our hearts, connecting to others.
It is said most boys in Jamaica live in households led by a strong woman. But so many women claim the men today are generally weak and lacking in foundation. Lo, these are not words I invented.
Man a man. Man must stand up like man. Man must act like man. Man must behave like man. Man must take decision like man. You weak jellyback. Oh, Jesus have mercy. Me not deal with jellyback man. Me love man, we a man. We stand up like man. We talk like man. We act like man. We behave like man. Man a man.
Who is to be blamed for this failing in fortitude? And if it isn't true, why does this narrative keep getting support from women? Join me, Rodney Campbell, every Tuesday from 9 to 10:30 p.m. for Affairs of the Heart, right here on Nationwide 90 FM. This Tuesday's topic: is the Jamaican man still upstanding, or has he lost his spine?
Oh, Jesus have mercy!
Affairs of the Heart is brought to you by Supermed Pharmacy. Super happy, super healthy, Supermed.
ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
Nationwide 90 FM. Nationwide 90 FM.
And now, live on the decks, bringing you the hottest sounds.
You're rocking with the finest DJ around.
The one and only DJ Jerome.
Let's go. Every once in a great while, there's a seismic shift in the world of entertainment. A moment where talent, technology, and innovation combine to change the game forever. You're about to witness unrivaled turntablism, knowledge, and sheer passion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DJ Jerome, the Shellboss. Nationwide 90 FM. Nationwide 90 FM.
Just bless me with your smile. I love your simplicity. I'm dreaming of tomorrow.
Gonna make it 7 minutes past 1 in the afternoon on Nationwide 90 FM. Welcome to the entertainment block. It's all about from Monday to Friday, 1 to 5 p.m. I'm your boy DJ Joe. I got you ears up until 3 in the afternoon. It's all about Relationship Tuesdays. So today we're getting our feelings and we're a little vibes. A little love there, a little heartbreak there. A little misunderstanding here and there. Of course, big up to YouTube, big up to Radio Land. You know what I mean? Later on, we shout out to YouTube, but right now we just rock on come in at the party, we'll have vibe. You know what I mean? We'll have vibe in the chat. So rock on forward in. We'll have vibe. Smooth start. Reggae music up until 1:30. So let's go. But the sound of Itana. You know what I mean? It's all about Alba Rose. Blessing. Yeah.
I love you.
Cause when a man love a woman and a woman love a man, a judge a blessing.
When I love you and you love me, a judge a blessing.
Cause when a boy love a girl and a girl love a boy, a judge a blessing.
Like I love you and you love me, a judge a blessing.
Well, it is almost loving you, my dear. It's my life priority.
Nationwide, 90 FM.
I'm dreaming of tomorrow for me and you. I'll make you my reality, girl.
I will be the woman to satisfy your need. You can count on me through thick and thin, supporting you through everything.
Cause when a man love a woman and a woman love a man, a judge a blessing.
Like I love you and you love me, a judge a blessing.
I love the way you hold me in your arms at night and whisper words that melt me inside. Oh my! And when you touch my face, your fingers grip my waist. I'm tempted to put my lips on your chocolate brown skin. I'm so excited, can't fight it, can't hide it. I'm so crazy now, like a baby, sweet candy. I'm addicted. So give me some love. In the morning, in the evening, hold me up and give me that love. I'll be your niceness, just serve it. I'll keep it coming, baby. In the morning, in the evening, hold me up and give me that love. I don't need your love.
It was love at first sight when I saw you first night, and I knew from that moment that your thoughts and your deeds was golden. Goosebumps came all over me when I look into your eyes. You were so happy and free. I had to walk over and say, I need your name and number and where you reside. I need you by my side. I need your name and number and where you reside. Let's take a ride. I need your name and number and where you reside. Your beauty, I just can't divide. I need your name and number and where you reside. Oh. My name is Turbulence and Rastafari way me choosing. Occupation is singing and making the music. My hobbies are reading and playing football. But most of all I like to have you when the rain no fall, and give you sweet love when the next call. The Rasta never bow, we always standing tall. Let's procreate, baby, do not stall. Cause I love you and Steve. Take it!
We got the love others are searching for. God bless us. We don't have to search no more. We got the love others are searching for. God bless this love. We don't have to search no more. I'm a better friend, 'cause I'm always high. When you love and make me feel like I can touch the sky.
Yes, that's a laugh and lie. And the cat and I are the one I love. Natural beauty, you know. Tell, no, I've never been someone shy until I seen your eyes. Still I had to try, yeah. Oh yes, let me get my words right and then approach you. Woman, I'll treat you like a man is supposed to. You'll never have to cry, no. I know everyone can relate to when they find a special someone, and she's royal.
Nationwide 90 FM. 90 FM.
Natural beauty.
Nationwide 90 FM.
Yeah. No, I've never been someone shy until I seen your eyes. Still I had to try. Yeah. Oh yes. Let me get my words right and then approach you. Woman, I'll treat you like a man is supposed to. You'll never have to cry. No. I know everyone can relate to when they find a special someone. And she's royal, yeah, so royal. And I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, the way she moves to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen. She's a queen. Ooh, ooh. What a natural beauty. No need to make up to be a cutie. She's a queen. She's a queen.
You are my African.
And when they ask what a good woman's made of, she's not afraid of that.
Just like the sun, light up the earth, it lights up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. And just yesterday, you came around my way. You changed my horse in way with your astonishing beauty. Oh, you couldn't make a brother sing. No ordinary thing, a supernatural being. And no, you are brighter than the moon, brighter than the star. I love you just the way you are. And you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I've never been. You make my heart go ting-a-ling-a-ling. Boy, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty.
Even when I'm a thousand miles away, in my mind I see your pretty face. I will fulfill all your needs, good. I will fulfill all your dreams, good. Together we will achieve, good. Your love is what I need, good. Finger snapping, I will take a shopping. Girl, take a ride with me. Ain't no stopping, we gon' make it happen. Girl, come and vibe with me.
90th.
She wondering if it's just a fling. She wondering if it's just a one night thing. A true queen need a king. Baby girl, you're my everything. Even when I'm 1,000 miles away, your love is here to stay. In my mind I see your pretty face.
Baby, I never seen a woman with such beautiful eyes like yours. Baby, I never seen a woman with $1 million smile like yours. See, I've always dreamed of being with a woman with a heart like yours. See, I've always dreamed of making such a woman feel so safe and secure. I just wanna love you right, do you right, be that special man right there up in your life. I just wanna love you right, do you right for life, yeah. Baby, I just wanna love you right, do you right, be that special man right there up in your life. I just wanna love you right.
Oh yes, I wanna get back home. Let me get my phone. I need to call my baby and find out if she's at home. Cause I'm feeling light, I don't wanna be wrapped up in your arms tonight. Alright, I wanna lay you down, make sweet love on the ground. Cause I'm in the mood, don't you say I'm rude. The rain is falling, my baby is all alone.
Nationwide, Night FM.
Shine so bright. Love is a gamble, but it's a game I wanna play. With you. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it's a gamble, but I know I won't lose my love for you. To linger.
No time, we got to be your lover. Got what you require, love and happiness. Give me the answer for the question I ask. No time to linger, it will sure last.
You got a crush on me,
Nationwide, 90 FM. 90 FM.
obstacles standing in your way. Oh, let you be. Keep watching every move you make, all the steps you take. Wait as I need you, babe, babe. No time to linger. Got to be your lover. Got what you require, love and happiness. Give me the answer, all the questions I ask. No time to linger, it will show me life.
Go in here. Keep on. Set up. Me put a lock on me phone and not tell you me pin number. Cause when no see no hurt, you tell me you are beg me a call where you can search the phone for. Know what tear off me shirt. After me done tell you say you are the woman of the yard, and you know say every man flirt. So why the hell you a stress me when you fit caress me? Tell me where the cussing word. You know see say telephone thing mash up me life. It make me hate you call you why. You know see say telephone thing mash up me life. It make me girl run gone tonight. And you know see say telephone thing mash up me life. Hey, I hit a class bus and fight. You know see say telephone thing mash up me life. It make me can't sleep good at night. Look how you there with me good and never vex. Until you go read me text. They are not laughing, turning a monster to a girl. Say hello, then hang up when you answer. Me can't believe I'm so fool. You are a right down people number and I call people.
Tanya, you mean Tanya will take my man and go and let you walk from broke fight for me foolish, that was last year. You don't change, me no want hear no. Back in the day, me and my friend them used to move X. Cut and go through us so the two used to flex. Any man we see where we want, we just click. Girl talk too hard, get a nash. Well, couple of time you used to call me on the phone. Cuss me out for left your husband alone. I just know me, you fully understand why me really need to leave your man. Cause him refuse to look a walk, so him pocket stay broke. Can't mash your hands, but I want him a chop. You say you really love him, mama now fight that wifey. Please come take him back. You can find him close them on the land. If when you come, you know see me gone. Cause me no love how your man a perform. So take him back, wifey take him back.
Saturday night was our anniversary, so I made something special for my man and me. Go out and my way, do everything right. From the champagne chilling to the dim light. Put on some music, turn it way down low. Love it on the softness, we get the right flow. Put on my dignity, we have the red glow. And after all of that, yo, 10 o'clock me say it I get late, and 11 o'clock me I contemplate, and 7 I go get vexed, me still a wait, and now watch the lateness cause we are Jamaican. 12 o'clock when me no see him, me start to read. 1 o'clock I'm gonna turn into panic. Me start wonder if the Robbie put a cap in him head and feel guilty or more vexed when the man probably did. So pick up my phone and start call up my friends. I took so much time. I should have all that Saturday night was our anniversary, so I made something special for my man and me. Go out and my way, do everything right. From the champagne chilling to the dim light. Put on some music, turn it way down low. Love it on the softness, we get the right flow. Put on my dignity, we have the red glow. Yo, 10 10 o'clock, me say it a get late. And 11 o'clock, me a contemplate. And 7 I go get vexed, me still a wait. And now watch the lateness, cause we a Jamaican. 12 o'clock when me don't see him, me start to read. 1 o'clock, anger turn into panic. Me start wonder if the Robin put a cap in him head. And feel guilty of my vex when the man probably did see me. Pick up my phone and start call up my friends. Jump in on my car and go circle some ends. Come back in at the house and start ball on the floor. When me hear a key in at the door, guess who? Stepping in at a 2:45. Talk up, what's your story? What could I be more important than me? Talk up, what's your story? You could have deal, me I go disturb the peace. Talk up, what's your story? Somebody please, run up all the police.
I'm here trying to live a life. Lucky you, you've got a woman to go home to. I've got to find me myself a woman. What I wouldn't do, man. Lucky you, you've got some kids to attend to. I've got to find me myself a woman. What I wouldn't do now. Ain't nothing funny, sitting there making fun of me. Just because you've got your kids and you're running, you've got money. Damn good for you. Man, your life must be so happy. Now on the other hand, I'm here trying to live a life, just get a wife. Having a family would be so nice, it would bring joy to me. To find a lady who would bring a baby boy for me or a girl for me would mean the world. Lucky you, you've got a woman to go home to. I've got to find me myself a woman. What I wouldn't do, man. Lucky you, you've got some kids to attend to. I've got to find me myself a woman. What I wouldn't do now. When you reach home, you'll be to bed. Hugs and kisses. Fire.
Nationwide 90 FM.
I've had a lot of big dreams.
Nationwide 90 FM. 90 FM.
I've made a lot of bad moves. I know you could walk away, but you never do. I've met a lot of cold hearts, learned to smile and deceive. I know I'm hard to be around, but you never leave. I'm not easy to understand, but you hold out your hand, and you say you love me just as I am. You always treat me the best that you can. You say you want me, need me, love me, baby, just as I am, just as I am. You know our love was meant to be. Kind of love that lasts forever. Yeah. And I want you
Nationwide 90 FM. 90 FM.
from tonight until the end of time. You should know everywhere.
Nationwide 90
You're always
FM.
on my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Baby, you're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feeling to my life. You're the inspiration. I wanna have you near me. I wanna have you hear me saying, no one needs you more than I need you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes. Yes. You know I said I wanna give you some sweet love, sweet love. On the night shift, later on the night shift. Oh baby, come hold me tight. I'll treat you right, yeah. On the night shift, we have been. So we don't
woman while up in the night, yeah. Sticking over the band of them bedroom light, yeah. She crawl up in me arms like a spider. Body sitting insider. Gun me introduce her to me money. Loving in abundance, she get cause me no miser. She starts sing a phrase like the phantom synthesizer. I go the man in me arms, me squeeze her tighter. Give yourself sweet love.
I never meant to hurt you. When I said I love you, I meant every word I said. I don't want you to believe anything else. Can't give my heart and not to no one else. Cause no one means as much to me like you do. I know I made some mistakes. I know I caused you something. But I know that you and I can start all over again. Maybe it's not too late. All we need is something. Just believe in what we have and everything will be great. Oh, I made a change for you.
Gonna make it 1:30 on the dot. Take a commercial break. On the flip side, more music. The sound of Davil. And it's called This Time I Promise. Big song. Back in the 2007, I believe. Yeah. Keep it tuned. It's all about Relationship Tuesdays. So far.
But I don't wanna see you back and walk right out that door. Don't let me standing with my heart upon.
At the Jamaica Customs Agency, we care for our employees, customers, stakeholders, citizens, and our country. Customs cares. The temperature by the Jamaica Customs Agency is...
Gonna make it 33 degrees Celsius in Kingston and out west in Montego Bay, 32 degrees Celsius.
Are you ready?
Time for a new look. And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paints 100% Acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
Building wealth the smart way means you have a clear mission for your money. Specific and measurable means defining the reason for your financial goals. Achievable and realistic means keeping those goals meaningful, yet attainable. Think more retirement, less world's richest. Timely means keeping a time frame in mind so that all efforts remain focused.
Visit barita.com/opportunities for more growth coach insights.
It's time for a new look.
And high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paints 100% Acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
This Father's Day, escape to the Pamper Temple for ultimate relaxation. Adam and Eve Day Spa. All treatments are infused to melt your tension and remove stress. Pamper Dad with a massage, facial, body treatment, and mani-pedi. Unwind at Adam and Eve and enjoy complimentary Pure Country juices and a Johnny Walker. But now at www.adamandevedayspaja.com. Purchase gift certificates. Call 876-754-6017 or WhatsApp 876-567-2142 for details.
It is said most boys in Jamaica live in households led by strong women. But so many women claim the men today are generally weak and lacking in foundation. Lo, these are not words I invented.
Man a man. Man must stand up like man. Man must act like man. Man must behave like man. Man must take decision like man. You weak jellyback. Oh, Jesus, have mercy. Me not deal with jellyback man. Me love man, we are man. We stand up like man. We talk like man. We act like man. We behave like man. Man a man.
Who is to be blamed for this failing in fortitude? And if it isn't true, why does this narrative keep getting support from women? Join me, Rodney Campbell, every Tuesday from 9 to 10:30 p.m. for Affairs of the Heart, right here on Nationwide 90 FM. This Tuesday's topic: is the Jamaican man still upstanding, or has he lost his spine?
Oh, Jesus, have mercy.
Affairs of the Heart is brought to you by Supermed Pharmacy. Super happy, super healthy, Supermed.
ABC Electrical Sales. We make things as easy as ABC.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM.
Is that really clip you starting?
Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Benjamin. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Was Click News really talking like that?
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Nationwide 90 FM. Nationwide 90 FM.
Now, let the party begin. 3, 2, 1. You're live with the city's hottest DJ. Shut it down on the ones and twos. It's Jerome in the mix.
Welcome back. Gotta make it 1:36 in the afternoon on Nationwide 90 FM. If you're just tuning in on Nationwide Radio, big respect to you. You know what I mean? It's all about the radio dials, 90.3, 90.5, and 90.7. Of course, 90.9 on your FM dial. Of course, we're close to our radio. You know, if you're in the far bushes in the farm, and everything, all the vibes on this loving Tuesday. Understand? Yeah, so big up on yourself. Big up via Nationwide app. And of course, if you don't download the Nationwide as yet, it's available on all Play stores, all Apple stores. Alright? And if you haven't subscribed to the Nationwide YouTube page, that is Nationwide 90 FM Live, of course, you can always subscribe to that. And I mean, keep up to date with everything that's going on in studio and on studio. And you know what I mean? Yeah. So big up to all who subscribe already. Big up to all who give us the like already. Don't like up the thing. Me say, what people need some more likes. Yeah. Me say Clash Cam and Nordia repping for the likes. You understand? So Clash Cam, big up yourself. Mario Gold, in the place. Annie Smith, always here, present for class. Leroy, what's up? What's going on, Leroy? You're locked in. Big up yourself. You know what I mean? It's all about KTB on the locked in as well. You know what I mean? Marvelous Marvin. Big up yourself. Also, you're on the locked in. We got a couple more people. I see Shirley. Yeah, and they're saying, loving the vibe. Oh, that's one of your favorite, Tanya Stevens. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean the Lost? Yes, that was a cover version. It was previous from Air Supply, I believe. Yeah, I think to be exact, yes. It was Air Supply original. Who else is locked in? Nicole. Bless up yourself, Nicole. You're locked in. Big Leng, me see you. What's going on, bro? You're locked in. Big up yourself. Yeah. A couple more people. But we are just some R&B song right now. Going up until 2 p.m. Yeah, we will have vibe. We're not keep it lovey. Although, it's all about relationship Tuesdays. But relationship have conflicts too. You know what I mean? So I play everything. But it have to deal with relationship. That is it. Stick and stay. But we have Keisha Cole coming up in the mix. Heaven Sent. You know, big song. Yeah. For the ladies. Let's go.
Sent from heaven. Sent from heaven. Now you can wait your whole life wondering when it's gonna come or where it's been. You may have got your heart broken a few times in the past. Never last as strong as it used to. It don't feel as good as it used to before. And all the things you used to say, things you used to do, went right out the door. Ooh, no more will you be the
Nationwide 90 FM.
Tell everyone around you that you know they've heard it all before. What more can you say? When love won't let you walk away, just you can't help who you love, and you find yourself giving it all away when you think you're enough. Ooh, 'cause I wanna be the one who you believe in your heart is sent from heaven. There's a piece of me who leaves when you're gone because you're sent from heaven. I wanna be the one who you believe in your heart is sent from heaven. And there's a piece of me who leaves when you're gone because you're sent from heaven. Now you can wait your whole life trying to change what they feel from what's been. You may have put your whole life into a man, loving what you thought it could have been. I notice when you change and you don't feel as good as you used to before. And everything you used to say, everything you used to do, went right out the door. Ooh, no more will you be the one. That's what you tell everyone around you, but you know they've heard it all before. What more can you say? When love won't let you walk away and it can't help who it loves, and you find yourself giving it all away when you think you're in love. 'Cause I wanna be the one who believes in your heart is sent from heaven. There's a piece of me who leaves when you're gone because you're sent from. If I should die before I wake, it's 'cause you took my breath away.
Nationwide 90 FM. 90 FM.
Oh,
I'm here alone, didn't wanna leave. My heart will move, it's incomplete. Was there was a way that I can make you understand?
but how do you expect me to live alone with just me? 'Cause my world revolves around you. It's so hard for me to breathe.
Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Can't live, can't breathe with no air. It's how I feel whenever you ain't there. It's no air, no air. Got me out here in the water so deep. Tell me how you gon' be without me. If you ain't here, I just can't breathe. It's no air, no air. No air, oh, no air, no, no air, oh, no air. I walk, I ran, I jumped, I flew right off the ground to flow to you. There's no gravity to hold me down for real.
But somehow I'm still alive inside. You took my breath, but I survived. I don't know
become stupid and you still stay with me. But you can only go for so long. Doing the one you truly love wrong. Before too much is enough, you look up, find your love gone. And we were so good together. How come we could not weather this storm and just do better? Why did we say goodbye?
I gotta take a little time to think things over. I better read between the lines in case I need it when I'm colder.
Nationwide 90 FM. 90 FM.
In my life, DJ there's been a heartache and pain. DJ. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. Take a little time to look around me. I've got nowhere left to hide. It looks like love has finally found me. Oh, in my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life. that I'm wrong and then change my mind. Sorry, but I gotta be strong and leave you be.
Lost without you, can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? I'm lost without you, can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? Tell me how you love me more and how you think I'm sexy, babe. That you don't want nobody else. You don't want this guy, you don't want that guy. You wanna touch yourself when you see me. Tell me how you love my body and how I make you feel, babe. You wanna roll with me, you wanna hold with me, you wanna stay warm and get out of the cold with me. I just love to hear you say it. It makes a man feel good, babe. Tell me you depend on me. I need to hear it. I'm lost without you. Can't help myself. I can't get it back, but I don't want it back. I realized that she don't know how to act. Never been a dumb dude, no, I'm not dense. I just had a slight lack of common sense. I was the good guy, she was the bad girl. I'm thinking one girl, she thinking me. Earl, James, and Jimmy. Yep, she had plenty, but love for me she didn't have any. I was inviting her into my home, but she was out riding in some other man's car. She was my nighttime, thought I was a star. Guess I was wrong, but see I'm strong. Won't take long for me to move on. Oh, please don't worry about me, I'm fine. Please don't worry about me, I'm fine. Only gonna play the fool one time. Only gonna play the fool one time. Trust me when I say that I'll be okay. Go on,
Baby, baby, perfect. I never felt something so strong. You were like my lover and my best friend, all wrapped in one with a ribbon on it. And all of a sudden, when there, I didn't know how to follow. It's like a shot that's spun me around, and now my heart there. I feel so empty and hollow, and I never give myself to another the way I gave it to you. Don't even recognize the way you did. Gonna take a miracle to bring me back, and you're the one to blame. And now I feel like, oh, you're the reason why I'm thinking I don't wanna smoke on the cigarettes no more. I guess that's what I get for wishful thinking. Should've never let your enemy go. Next time you wanna go on and leave, you should just let you go on and do it. 'Cause now I'm using like a cavalier. Just in rehab, baby, I'm like, standing over rehab, baby, I'm like, you look so dumb right now, standing outside my house, trying to apologize. You're so ugly when you cry. Please, just cut it out. And don't tell me you're sorry, 'cause you're not. And baby, when I know you're only sorry you got caught, but you put on quite a show, really had me going. But now it's time to go. Curtains finally closing. That was quite a show, very entertaining. But it's over now. Come with me, stay the night. Just say the words, but boy, it don't feel right. What do you expect me to say? Take my hand and you say you changed, but boy, you know you're begging, don't fool me, because to you it's just a game. So let me on down. This time has made me strong. I'm starting to move on. I'm gonna say this now. Your chance has come and gone, and you know it's just a little too late, a little too wrong, and I can't wait for you know all the right things to say. You know it's just a little too late to say you dream of my you, 'cause I can't erase the times that you hurt me and put tears on my face. And even now, while I hate you, it pains me to say I know I'll be there at the end of the day. I don't wanna be without you, babe. I don't want a broken heart. Don't wanna take a breath without you, babe. I don't wanna play that part. I know that I love you, but let me just say I don't wanna love you in no kind of way. No, no, I don't want a broken heart, and I don't wanna play the broken-hearted girl. No, no, no broken-hearted girl. Broken-hearted. To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. In the closet, that's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, baby, please don't touch. Don't touch. And keep talking and that's fine. But could you walk and talk at the same time? Then it's my name that's on that tag. So remove your bag, let me call you a cab. Standing in the front yard, telling me how I'm such a fool. Talking about I'll never ever find a man like you. Got me twisted. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I could have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute, baby. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I could have another you by tomorrow. So don't you ever for a second get to thinking irreplaceable.
Keep rocking and keep knocking. Whether you Louis tying it up or Reeboking, you see the hate that they serving on a platter. So what we gon' have dessert?
Never thought I'd be in love like this. When I look at you, my mind goes on a trip. Then you came in and knocked me on my face. Feels like I'm in the race, but I already went first place.
Nationwide 90 FM.
I never thought I'd be as hard as I did.
Nationwide 90 FM.
About our life, our house and kids. Yeah. Every morning I look at you and smile. 'Cause boy, you came around and you knocked me down, knocked me down.
Nationwide
Sometimes
90
love comes around and it knocks you down. Just get back up when it knocks you down, knocks you down. Sometimes love comes around and it knocks you down. Just get back up when it knocks you down, knocks you down. What's your name? My name is Carrie. I'm so very fly. Oh my, it's a little bit scary. Boys wanna marry, looking at my dairy. And you can stare, but if you touch it, I'm a berry. Pretty as a picture, sweeter than a swisher. Mad 'cause I'm cuter than the girl that's with you. I don't gotta talk about it, baby, you can see it. But if you want, I'll be happy to repeat it. My name is Carrie. I'm so very fly. Oh my, it's a little bit scary. Boys wanna marry, looking at my dairy. And you can stare, but if you touch it, I'm a berry. Pretty as a picture, sweeter than a swisher. Mad 'cause I'm cuter than the girl that's with you. I could talk about it 'cause I know that I'm pretty. And if you know it too, then ladies, sing it with me. All eyes on me when I'm working. No question that this girl's a 10. Don't hate me 'cause I'm beautiful. Don't hate me 'cause I'm beautiful.
Yeah, shout out to all the beautiful ladies out there. Pretty Girls Rock is all about Carrie Hilson in your ears right now. You know, we got a short show today, guys. So, you know, I'll be here until they're ready for the sectorial debate. You know what I mean? So, we're there all the vibes. Take a small break. On the flip side, we come at you with dancehall. Yeah, you know, relationship dancehall. So, it's sticking so forward.
Rock, do the pretty girl, rock, 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 do the pretty girl, rock, 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 do the pretty girl, rock. Now where you at? If you're looking for me, you.
It's time for a new look.
and high time to get serious about protecting our home and investment.
It's time to choose BH Paints with over 60 years experience in quality paint finishes. Their products are superior and long-lasting.
Time to check them out.
Ask about BH Paint's 100% acrylic Ultima Plus paint and primer in one. Experience rich colors with advanced UV and mildew-resistant technologies, independently tested by experts. What are you waiting for? Visit a BH Paints Color Center today.
Hello, Jamaica. I am Death. Thank you for the great job sending me so many souls. Pedestrians, please continue staring at your phones while on the road, walking on the left when there's no sidewalk, and wearing dark colors at night. You've exceeded my expectations and my quota. Ward off death. Obey the road code. A message from the Road Safety Unit.
Outperform, outlast. With top performance. Chakama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electricians. Fancy select tools, free parts and free repairs. 3 parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Excerpt from Minister Desmond McKenzie's sectoral presentation, brought to you by the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development.
In 2017, we created a Youth Summer Employment Program. Over 40,000 young people have been professionally trained and deployed to help the ministry and the local authorities in implementing critical functions while earning a good income. I am pleased to announce that this year, the Youth Summer Employment Program, for the first time, will be employing 10,000 young people in Jamaica for the summer, for the first time.
Excerpt from Minister Desmond McKenzie's sectoral presentation, brought to you by the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development.
Do you have a consumer-related issue? Want to learn more about matters concerning you as a consumer? Well, keep it locked to Nationwide 90 FM for the Consumer Hour with me, Nora Gay Banton, weekdays from 9 to 10 a.m. For all your consumer-centric matters, stay tuned to the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Nationwide 90 FM. Nationwide 90 FM.
JP said baby's banana chips. 20% more chips in the banana left them crown. The time by JP said Mary's banana chips is.
Gotta make it 3 minutes after 2 in the afternoon. Welcome back. It's all about Christopher Martin in your ears right now. Guaranteed. Remember, guys, we're vibes in with you up until, the sectorial event is ready. The sectorial presentation, our sectorial debate is ready. So, what they are going with the vibes, we don't know. We'll drop some dancehall music on you. You know what I mean? It's all about Relationship Tuesday. So, we're keeping it groovy. We're keeping it loving. You know what I mean? We're keeping it romantic. So, let's go.
My girl bougie, but she's so nice. Love how she no fussy, she's just living her life. She tell me that she wants to go to country tonight. She wants to see where I'm from, she wants to go for a ride. Next day we go a shop, running screechy. We had a food and then we see the man easy. Till she hear the music, I'm fling her shoulder. To how she gonna do that thing, say she a real bad. Oh, when you are party.
Nationwide 90 FM. Nationwide 90 FM.
My girl bougie, but she's so nice. Love how she no fussy, she's just living her life. She tell me that she wants to go to country tonight. She wants to see where I'm from, she wants to go for a ride. Next day we go a hell shop, running screechy. We had a food and then we see the man easy. Till she hear the music, I'm fling her shoulder. To oh, she want you who that think say she a raver. Oh, when you are bar with we, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are going to touch a party. Oh, when you are bar with we, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are going to touch a party. From me get your baby, me erase all of the number 10. You raise the bar so I right now me can't see none of 10. We do my future bright so now me can't look back again. Some of them are 5 and 6 but girl you a 10 out of 10. You're real, I'ma love it, yeah, you no pretend. You are set the trend, baby, you are a gem. The love of me I said I hope that you can comprehend. In a deal with only fans because me I your only man. Let's get to poetry, oh what a vibe. Don't you dream of family somewhere you like. Then we go to Senti, Shellboss, so that we can fire, know they both have you reach. Then we go. Girl, if I could shed you all, yeah, like a snake skin out on. You're toxic and venomous. When I leave you, me are you forever and ever.
Nationwide 90 FM. 90 FM. Nationwide 90
Girl, if I could shed you all, yeah, like a snake skin out on. You're toxic and venomous. When I leave you, me are you forever and ever. Cheat and you cheat. Oh, I'm off leave you. When I leave you, me are you forever and ever. Cheat and you cheat. Oh, I'm off leave you. Don't know the ways I deal. You're not for create a scene. Look how you deal with me. Rough like alligator skin. Them say I have a look man, but never get a feel. Yes, I'm a bad, but you don't even know what behavior mean. You are the thing where you want me for door. Since I like chocolate, coca. Love your tongue ring me, that one married you. But you want make it harder for you. Can't leave you. Me and you forever and ever. Cheat and you cheat. Oh, I'm never leave you. Can't leave you. Me and you forever and ever. Like you want my emphasis been roll can't tire. Endless loving and it can't expire. I will say, Jaja never answer prayer.
You know, say, you have the loving for me body when you hold me. And if you call me with baby, me now let her go. Love is like a seed and you reap what you sow. Baby, when the bright lights start to fade, fire up your lighter, float on with the waves. You make me feel like, you make me feel. Like you know, remember me did one about a I made it tell you this is something you know ready for. But like a temper man, you're different than a regular. I would tell you say my love money. Look ya baby, if my tell you say you are my first love, would you believe? May I forgive it to you, cause you saved me from the streets. But life will be without you, can't begin to imagine. All if you make me doubt you, me just feel me, I go love you same way. Let's get married, done with the play dates. Next 10 years, do it with the same place. Now I sell you out this type of love, no exchange. Respect you to the fullest, now I make you feel no way. My heart I but you already know that. Fight for you like the Navy, I'm your little soldier. You give me everything, my one, boy, you never want back. Come and go fall in love again.
Baby, it is obvious that I'm in love with you, girl. Heart's been racing, I've been waiting just to see you. Baby, it is obvious that I'm in love with you, girl. Heart's been racing, I've been waiting just to see you. All I ask them off the Exodus. You captain in charge, I'm off to catch your bus. Man, don't be black, you got.
You want till the end. No place like your ends. When I take you for granted. But tell us I'm ready and you ask when. Me say right now, let's go. A long time when I get a drive out. When I want your love, you take the time out. Then you warm me up whenever I feel cold. Come on, want release some stress tonight. Want ride the bike and I give me the lights up. Make you squeeze and hold my tight. No lie, your loving is so. So give it up one time for the love of my life. Kiss my palm and neck and set on off the light. Doing everything but like you must have read in my mind. This feel too nice, wonder who you're trying to. Baby, love me, never let you go. You touch me like a pro. So we go more than one. We're too fat for you, I know. Don't know what I'm getting for. How come that you make me want? So we go more than one. You're too bad for me, I'm sorry.
We up all night, speaking on the phone, boy, cheating. Say she have a man, but you want him. I ask why, she said she have no sense. She said she but she just a artist. We can't be friends. Make she get in my feelings. Look like you need a no replacement. Next time me go make a statement. No, we know. Me move out of me house and live. No grass, no green, on the other side. So she love it to it her time. Just feel so good, you wanna cry. She love it, oh, did you fantasize? Oh, me like a she know.
We know you just want my good. To them other girl give you when you want. You have a vibe and me can't ignore it. I will bless you if you're working for it.
Anytime you're ready, girl, just say the word. But girl, me like the night.
No, sir, not me. Me, I got no time for them energy.
My girl, why free? Come here, just wind up your body. Baby,
you want to show me out? You gon' need a break, it come and goodly break out.
We can stop each other, cause that's turn me out. Turn me out.
Need a look, nah, not no phony. I'm a number one girl, me a trophy.
Let me know, say this how you want. Let me know, say the I love you. Baby, your loving gives me fever. Your mama feel like, oh, I love you, would I love you, would I love you, would I love you, would I love you, all night. Baby, your love is like tequila, intoxicating. Oh, would I love you, 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 all night.
We wait for dinner on the wall. How about that? But we are looking up the top. When we go, you know the bedroom of the dog. We start before we part. Me back a shoulder full of. Jungle like just a demon. Me nah lie, me could do it. So till me. We slow it down and we got very, very rude. It better when it loose. So let me express my gratitude. Sing my Dexter. Baby, loving keeps me fever. You move me feel like, oh, I love you, 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 baby. It's Jerome. Stop. Intoxicated. Oh, Nationwide,
she get it good from she rise. But it on so good and make she shake up. Smile upon her face, you know she pleased with it. Coming around to me, don't girl a roll out them eyes. Go down there, wine and go down there. Go down there, wine and go down there. Go down there, wine and go down there. Go down there.
Wine for your good make from me body, yeah. So you full of fun and you can keep up with the energy. After every second, baby, make it in your memory. It and you bubble up, it make it like a melody.
You think you coulda get in on my feelings? You coulda get me for cycle down. Miggy a hit and run. Miggy a hit and run. Me did only one little dealing. Love that did I look you must sit down. Miggy a hit and run. Miggy a hit and run. Hey, my youth, you take it too serious. Be a little, just a little. Now you take a set up on me, you eat up. Give me space, give me room, give me liquor breeze now, Jesus. I wanna make you feel so. True me keep it, tell me ever clean so. Want me did want, tell me never need you. This enough for people know, keep it on a deal. But too young for lockdown with nobody. I pray one day somebody keep your company. And a girl like me just wanna have fun and more money. But you are free relationship and that's a no for me. Hey, you think you coulda get in on my feelings? You coulda get me physical down. Biggie, I hit and run. Biggie, I hit and run.
Nationwide,
Me did only want you to feel it. Love you did I look you must sit down. Biggie, I hit and run. Biggie, I hit and run.
Long story short, you done. Every me see when you down. Call your phone. Me want some. That girl doing again. You aren't numb. A wicked, you wicked. Boy, turn.
Me a real bad girl in a cycle down.
Get the bricks a level up. Can't stand me, do me up.
Me still young, just a girl up in fun. Sorry for the misunderstanding, John. Want me just a forward, man, I'm ready for second down. Oh no, me need my funds, yeah. Road after run.
It's now 2:18. Gotta make way for the sectorial debate coming up right now at you. Catch you tomorrow, same place, same place.
Nationwide 90 FM now brings you the live coverage of the sectoral debate presentation by the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, the Honourable Marlene Malahoo Ford. This broadcast is brought to you by the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
Although this is my third contribution, it is actually my ninth since becoming a member of this Honourable House in 2016. The other 6 presentations were made in my role as the Attorney General. While I will report on all matters within the portfolio of the Ministry, my presentation will focus heavily on the work to reform the Constitution of Jamaica, and in particular, the report of the Constitutional Reform Committee on the transition to the Republic of Jamaica and other matters. Madam Speaker, I find myself in I find myself in a threshold moment. A threshold moment. And for those who don't know what that is, threshold moments are those turning points in your life when you face a difficult decision. Perhaps I'm not the only one in a threshold moment. You're standing at a crossroad, literally trying to decide which way to go. Madam Speaker, I feel like I'm standing at a demarcation line between the old and the new, what was and what is to come. The constitutional reform work which I have been accorded the privilege of leading is currently one of the national hot-button issues being debated in every forum by Jamaicans at home and abroad. It is clear, Madam Speaker, that our Jamaica is poised for its next great leap. Yet, every great work that we're called upon to do requires us confronting opposition. However, the challenges and obstacles are not meant to defeat us, as I believe they are divine opportunities for growth and transformation. As a Christian believer, one of the things that characterizes my way of thinking is that in His perfect plan, the Almighty orchestrates people, experiences, and situations to equip us with the precise knowledge and abilities needed for where He is ultimately taking us. It is therefore important that we approach each day, every task, each interaction as an opportunity to grow, learn, and develop the abilities needed for the great assignments and responsibilities ahead. I am grateful, Madam Speaker, for the Prime Minister's confidence in me to lead this work and to lead the ministry. When the Prime Minister assigned me the task of leading the reform of Jamaica's Constitution, he did not tie my hands, Madam Speaker. He did not tie my feet. In fact, he gave me full freedom to marshal the work in the best interest of Jamaica. And this is the kind of leadership that Jamaica needs at this time, leadership which looks beyond the election cycle. Madam Speaker, I also want to thank everyone who has engaged with us on the journey so far. Sometimes I wonder if we realize that everyone in our life is a teacher. Some bring lessons about love and support. Others teach us what to avoid. So far, there has been no smooth sailing, as the waters have been very choppy. At times, I felt like the waters were shark-infested, and I was about to be eaten alive. The journey on the road to Republic has been a rugged one. You know, Madam Speaker, the challenge and obstacles we face are not meant to harm us, but rather to refine us, strengthen us, and prepare us. Madam Speaker, I also want to use the opportunity to pay homage to my St. James West Central constituents. There is a representative delegation from all 3 divisions of the constituency, and also from the management team and the executive and the staff at the office. I remain committed to serving the people of St. James West Central, and they can be assured that they have the best representation. Madam Speaker, I also want to thank the staff of the ministry, and in particular those who served in the supporting secretariat for the work of the Constitutional Reform Committee. I want to thank my friends, some of whom are present. I want to thank my family, and in particular my husband. He is literally on a sick bed, but he remains supportive, and I treasure his wise counsel at all times. Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, until and unless the changes are made, we are where we are. But based on what has been said in the public, I believe that it is important and useful for me to retrace the steps and remind everyone how we got to this place of focusing on the reform of the Constitution. There has been a lot of quarrel about the approach taken. The use of an advisory committee in the pre-parliamentary process is a matter of much debate, and I think it is important for everyone to understand that that is also a matter that is entirely in the discretion of the Cabinet, because, Madam Speaker, the process that the Constitution sets out when a bill comes to Parliament is a process that has to be followed faithfully. The process by which we make or break the Constitution is prescribed by the Constitution itself, and it must be followed. Any law that is inconsistent with the Constitution is void to the extent of the inconsistency, and any law that is made in a manner that is inconsistent with the process that the Constitution says must be followed is also void to the extent of the inconsistency. Madam Speaker, there is really no flexibility in following the very complex and lengthy process that the Constitution sets out. And every provision that relates to the monarch is given the highest level of protection. I hear people asking whether you have to have a referendum in order to abolish King Charles III, King of England, as the head of state of Jamaica. The simple answer is yes, 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 yes. Some have looked on and they have seen what has taken place in Barbados, for example. And some are suggesting that we should just get on with it. Some are saying that there is no need for a referendum. But I want everyone to know that we cannot reform the Constitution in the manner in which we are proposing without the holding of a referendum. The provisions of the Constitution are differentiated by the processes that are prescribed, and in particular, Madam Speaker, the votes that are required to validly alter them. The provisions that are easiest to change require the votes of the absolute majority of each House. And that is to say, the votes of a majority of all the members of the House. And the absolute majority is in contrast to a simple majority, which is a majority of those present and voting. The provisions of the Constitution that are hardest to change require the votes of not less than 2/3 of all the members of each House, plus approval by the majority of the electors voting, not the majority of those who are enumerated, but the majority of those who go to the poll to vote. The Constitution lays down a specific procedure, complex and lengthy, that must be followed. And I repeat it because it is important for everyone to understand that the process set out must be followed. But the Constitution also includes a path to be taken within set timelines when the required 2/3 vote is not achieved in the Senate, where at least one vote from the opposition is needed. It makes provision for a bill to be passed twice in the same session or in 2 successive sessions, whether of the same Parliament or not, and then submitted to the electorate for approval on a 2/3 vote. When the bill is passed by at least 2/3 of all the members in each House, only a simple majority of the electorate voting is required to approve it. This is an important point for all members of this honourable House to note. It's an important point for everyone listening to note. There are different thresholds for the vote of the electorate to approve a bill to alter the deeply entrenched provisions of the Constitution. Madam Speaker, although comprehensive work was done and substantive recommendations made over the decades, none of the provisions which require the votes of the electorate to change has been changed since independence, when the Constitution came into effect. And so, for those who ask, why do we look on the work that has been done before? It is simply because the work involves the same set of provisions that came into effect when the Independence Constitution came into effect. Prime Minister Holness's announcement in 2022 about Jamaica moving on from the monarchical form of government did not happen just like that. The initial timelines that I announced to get a bill to Parliament after I was assigned the responsibility to lead the reform work did not happen just like that. The announcements made and actions taken were done in a specific context against the backdrop of an understanding that the required consensus between the political parties represented in the Parliament existed. Madam Speaker, in a letter dated December 2, 2019, jointly addressed to the Most Honourable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, and Mr. Mark Golding, Leader of the Opposition, the Most Honourable P.J. Patterson, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, wrote, I write to you jointly as our Prime Minister and Leader of the Opposition, who have the political authority and the opportunity to capture a truly historic landmark by establishing Jamaica as a republic within the Commonwealth and simultaneously repatriate our Constitution during the 60th anniversary of our independence in 2022. Mr. Patterson went on to say, "It has been fully accepted by our parties that the new head of state would be ceremonial in function, save for such powers as are expressly granted by the legislature, as has been done for governors general since the Most Honourable Sir Florizel Glasspool was entrusted with special duties on the advent of the Electoral Advisory Committee." He pointed out, based on the work and reports of previous commissions and parliamentary committees, the single outstanding issue is whether the incumbent should be chosen by a 2/3 membership of both houses sitting separately or jointly. He stated his view that one early Vale Royal meeting between the two could easily settle that. The former Prime Minister shared his sincere belief that the solution to the range of formidable challenges then facing the nation required unity of purpose and action, transcending partisan borders. According to him, it is repulsive to contemplate a diamond jubilee where our Constitution rests on an order in council dated 23rd July 1962, and a head of state who does not reflect our own image and enables every Jamaican to aspire in reaching the highest position within our native land. The Jamaican Constitution, which stipulates that the executive authority of Jamaica is vested in Her Majesty, was the first to be crafted when the ill-fated federation collapsed. We cannot allow ourselves to be the last to sever our colonial vestiges. The time is long overdue to seek yonder horizon during the year of our Jubilee. That was in 2019. Mr. Patterson concluded his letter to the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition with a plea, which he said was submitted for gracious consideration to reflect our oneness and ignite hope for this and succeeding generations. So, Madam Speaker, when we said that we were working to bring a bill to the Parliament for phase 1 of the reform, within 3 months of the establishment of the Constitutional Reform Committee, we did so against a clear understanding that there was no disagreement on the goal we were seeking to achieve. When I spoke for the first time in this ministerial role on June 7, 2022, I traced the constitutional history of Jamaica. I indicated then that there were important substantive and procedural issues to be resolved to ensure a smooth transition to a republic. I pointed out that each recommendation I looked at required both careful thought as well as substantial resources to successfully implement. I announced that to further the process of moving from recommendations to action, I proposed to appoint a Constitutional Reform Committee to include representatives from the government, parliamentary opposition, relevant experts, and the wider society. I also disclosed that I had written to the Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Mark Golding, with a request for him to name 2 members of the parliamentary opposition to the committee which was being constituted, and that I had set out the work to be done by the committee in very broad terms. My letter of May 3, 2022 was received by him on the afternoon of June 1, as stated in his reply to me of June 3, 2022. Mr. Golding confirmed the willingness of the parliamentary opposition to participate in the deliberations of the committee, but stated some initial concerns. Madam Speaker, I informed the Honourable House that the Leader of the Opposition was of the view that the relevant parameters for Jamaica to become a republic had already been agreed by the two major political parties, arising from extensive constitutional reform consultative processes over the past 25 years, and that the required research had already been done. Mr. Golding expressed that the opposition felt strongly that the commencement of the process could not be delayed by shunting the matter to be again deliberated by another committee. The Leader of the Opposition also pointed to what he described as the critical matter of Jamaica adopting the Caribbean Court of Justice as our final court of appeal. He said that he did not wish for the matter to be enmeshed in another process of deliberation by another committee, as the preparatory work for that had already been done. Furthermore, he said he was not persuaded that this was an appropriate time to embark on a review of the Charter of Rights, as he saw no compelling need to do so. And that was happening in the context of the SOEs being the focus of attention around matters relating to the Charter of Rights. Madam Speaker, I had several informal in-person conversations with the Leader of the Opposition after that, both before and after my 2022 sectoral presentation. I was also having internal conversations in the government and the ruling Jamaica Labour Party on the matters he raised in his June 3 reply letter. At the ministry, we requested and dug up all the files of previous work done. As a new ministry, we did not have the records, so we had to obtain them. But before I was able to send my written response, the Leader of the Opposition went public with the conversations we had. I resisted the urge to use the political platform to respond in like manner. I then opted to utilize ministerial statements to address what he said in the public, as not all was accurately said. On November 14, 2022, the Cabinet formally noted the extent of the constitutional reform work undertaken in the government of Jamaica over time, and the matters on which bipartisan and broad consensus was reached. Cabinet noted what was implemented and what remained to be done. Cabinet also considered whether perspectives had changed with the passage of time on those matters on which consensus was previously reached. It considered and approved the phased implementation of those matters on which consensus remained, starting with the change from a constitutional monarchy to the Republic of Jamaica and all matters for which a referendum is constitutionally required. The Cabinet also gave approval for the establishment of the Constitutional Reform Committee that was to be constituted by the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs for the purpose of consultation, collaboration, on advice on the work to be done to transition Jamaica from a constitutional monarchy as the first phase of the reform process. Madam Speaker, on the heels of the decision of the Cabinet, I made a ministerial statement on November 15, 2022. I provided an update to Parliament and to the people on the work undertaken over the years, the matters on which bipartisan and broad consensus was reached, what was implemented, and what remained to be done. I thereafter formally responded to the Leader of the Opposition on January 5, 2023. I received his response on January 10, 2023. The same day, I again reported to the Parliament on the proposed terms of reference for the Constitutional Reform Committee. Yet again, Madam Speaker, I made another statement on January 24 to, as I said then, and the records will show, to publicly set the record straight, to correct the untruths espoused by the Leader of the Opposition, and to update the House and people on the status of the Constitutional Reform Committee. Madam Speaker, after that, the Vale Royal talks happened. And arising from those talks, the Leader of the Opposition named his nominee to the committee. The committee was thus formally established on March 1, 2023, to provide expert guidance to the government and the people of Jamaica during a phased constitutional reform process. It was to build on the comprehensive work previously done, not to replicate that work. Madam Speaker, very specific terms of reference setting out the policy approach of the Wholeness Administration were drafted for members of the CRC to review, settle, and agree. The terms outline the background against which the work was being done, the purpose of the committee, the scope of the work to be executed in 3 phases, commencement and duration, output, deliveries during phase 1, the members of the committee, the role of the chairman and the co-chairman, role of the members, the secretariat providing technical support, meeting frequency and modality, quorum, the decision-making modality, that of consensus, co-opting of members for subcommittee and other work, the reporting relationship to the Cabinet through the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, and compliance with the relevant laws, policies, and procedures of the Government of Jamaica. The members of the CRC were also provided with a bundle of background documents comprising numerous reference materials as required reading for the work. When the membership of the committee was publicly disclosed by Prime Minister Holness on March 22, 2023, on the first day of its meeting, the criticisms came fast and furious. You know, it was one thing for those criticizing to question the wisdom of the composition. But when they began to launch horrible personal attacks on the members, it was unacceptable.
That's why I give you my shirt to stand up and talk and you have it for another 2 weeks.
Madam Speaker, every great work that we're called upon to do requires us confronting opposition. Every great work. I join Prime Minister Holness in his expression of thank you to the CRC and some of the members are here, others are watching online. Madam Speaker, the fact that so much is being said about the efforts to reform the Constitution of Jamaica very much has to do with the work of the CRC. The CRC has met almost weekly since March 2023, with over 40 committee meetings, in fact, nearer to 50, and over 80 public engagements across the country. From the very beginning, the CRC intended to pair public consultation with public education. The CRC has consulted broadly with the people and civil society. We have heard directly from individuals and groups in our official meetings. We have gone into the spaces across the country to make it easy for the people to express their views to us about the process and substance of constitutional reform. We have hosted forums in schools, community centers, and places of worship, going straight to the people themselves. These open forums have served a second purpose: to inform and educate the people about the Constitution of Jamaica and the constitutional reform process itself. Now that the report has been completed, we will again hold public consultations and conduct a public education campaign about its content or recommendations, just as we had planned to do from the very beginning. Madam Speaker, it is entirely unrealistic to expect that the committee by itself can close the knowledge gap that exists in the society on the matters relating to the Constitution or matters of governance. It is unrealistic to expect that we are going to meet with every single person, especially at a time when people are so distracted or attracted to other material, when the algorithms direct attention to the negative more than the positive, to what is hostile more than what is friendly, and then give those proponents of hostility a space and make them viral. But you know, Madam Speaker, as I listened to those who have been criticizing, I want to remind that even though we have not heard and could not hear from everyone, as the committee deliberated, we took note of everything brought to our attention that was said. And we prepared a list of issues that was raised by Jamaican stakeholders, including interest groups, the diaspora, and the general public. And in each of the national newspapers, we published the list, Madam Speaker. And then we invited persons to contact us if their suggestion, their issue, or their concern was not represented in the long list of issues that we found, that we listened to, that was presented to us. Madam Speaker, as we prepare to turn to the next phase of the constitutional reform process, even while we have to take further steps in phase one, I want to assure everyone that we are planning a full and robust set of discussions on the matter of Jamaica's final court. These discussions will extend well beyond the CRC. It will involve the people directly. We will facilitate opportunities for the people both to learn about the options for the country and to express their views on the preferred path the country should take. Madam Speaker, we have made great progress thus far, but there remains many, many more miles to go on the road to republic. We are committed to seeing our task through to the final stages of the three-phase process that guides the work of the committee in the service of Jamaica. Madam Speaker, I want to turn to the recommendations contained in the report of the committee. The report was tabled in the Parliament as a ministry paper, and we have done all that we can to make it available and accessible to the public. For those who operate on their mobile devices, in particular the mobile phones, we prepared a barcode and we published it in the newspapers. This leaflet that I'm holding up will be posted in practically every public space for members of the public to scan and access the content of the document. It should not validly be said. It should not validly be said or truthfully be said that anyone who is seeking to access the report is unable to do so in this age of technology. Madam Speaker, I invite every member of this House and everyone who is listening, who is interested, every member of the electorate, to take the time to familiarize yourself with the contents of the report. The recommendations will form the content of the bill that will ultimately have to be approved by the people in order to transition from the constitutional monarchy to the Republic of Jamaica. The report begins with information on the establishment of the committee, membership of the committee, membership of the supporting secretariat. The terms of reference are set out, and just in case there is still some quarrel about the approach being taken, please note that from day one, it has been the policy of the Wholeness Administration to approach the work in phases. And I will come to explain why there can be no other way to do it, because of what the Constitution itself provides for. In the report, we express our thanks to everyone who has engaged with us in the process and those who have facilitated the work we have done. Everyone who has engaged with us. The operations of the committee, in particular the subcommittees and their mandate, is set out in the report. On the matter of public engagement and communication, the area where we have been criticized the most, the area where we are told that we have not done enough, even though we have done more than what was done in the past. And we acknowledge that more needs to be done. You will see acknowledge that more needs to be done, you will see. We are not saying that the engagement amounts to the kind of public education that is required to ensure that people become thoroughly familiar with the Constitution. We're not saying that. You will see, Madam Speaker, our participation on the various radio stations and television stations, our partnership with the Jamaica Association for Debate for Empowerment. Madam Speaker, report also lists the individuals and groups that presented to the committee. Mr. Carvel Stewart, the Jamaica Language Unit, the Jamaica Left Alliance for National Democracy and Socialism, the National Democratic Movement, the Advocates Network, We the People, Republic Jamaica, Citizen Action for Free and Fair Elections, the Jamaican Bar Association. Madam Speaker, we established a dedicated website, roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm, social media pages on Facebook, Road to Republic Jamaica, Instagram at Road to Republic Jamaica, on X, formerly Twitter, at Road to Republic. A dedicated WhatsApp number, 876-441-9097. And an email address, constitutionalreform@MLCA, that's the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, .gov.jm, to facilitate the receipt of submissions from and responses to the public on matters related to constitutional reform. For ease of public access, to date, the written submissions of those who presented to the committee and the confirmed minutes of its meetings have been published on the Road to Republic website. Madam Speaker, I confess how grieved I was when I saw an article written by a certain man of the cloth. Madam Speaker, you know, he proceeded to describe members of the committee as, let me take two. When an article written by a man of the cloth, published on May 24, began with a false and disparaging statement which described members of the committee as a bunch of political appointees representing the party in power, it went too far. As a response from Dr. Lloyd Barnett pointed out, although the members of the CRC were appointed by the cabinet, in addition to those who were appointed on the nomination of the leader of the opposition, there are several who do not represent the party in power, but are recognized as members of civil society broadly. If that man of the cloth is listening, I want him to know that many are questioning his approach, and they want him to know that he will not succeed in bringing anyone to Christ with such an ungodly, un-Christ-like approach. I just say they're wondering. Enough time.
Madam Speaker, I ask that the member be allowed to complete her presentation by being given half an hour to 45 minutes. If you so please, Madam Speaker.
Members, the question is that the minister be allowed approximately 45 minutes to complete her presentation. The time given will not exceed 1 hour. I know the issue of the constitutional reform is one that is of national importance. Minister, members, those who are in favor, those against, the ayes have it.
Madam Speaker, I'm grateful. I know, Madam Speaker, that the very technical nature of this subject matter, makes it a little difficult for many. But we are seeking in phase 1 to achieve 2 broad goals. The first we describe as the Jamaicanization of the Constitution. And by this we mean having the Constitution of Jamaica enacted by the Parliament of Jamaica and approved by the people of Jamaica. Although the Constitution was formulated in Jamaica and debated in Jamaica, it came into effect at the palace, at Buckingham Palace, through an order in council. And Madam Speaker, we describe that order in council as the imperial instrument that is to be repealed. We are firmly of the view that after 6 decades of sovereignty, it is no longer acceptable that Jamaica's constitution, although drafted in Jamaica and debated in the Parliament of Jamaica, be contained in a schedule to a British imperial instrument, the Jamaica Constitution Order in Council, made at Buckingham Palace in England on the 23rd day of July 1962 by virtue of Section 5 of the West Indies Act. Madam Speaker, we reaffirm the statement in the green paper which was presented by the other side when they were on this side, that a new legislative instrument should be brought to the Parliament. Madam Speaker, the recommendation is that the reform program should begin with the Jamaicanization of Jamaica's constitution by repealing and replacing the present order in council with a Jamaican instrument. And simultaneously, with this historic change, we would change the monarchical form of government by abolishing King Charles III, King of England, King of Jamaica, as our head of state, and establish the Republic of Jamaica. Madam Speaker, as part of the Jamaicanization of the Constitution, there is a recommendation for the insertion of a preamble. It's not new, but we will also be inserting the national emblems and symbols in the Constitution. The national emblems comprise the national flag, the national anthem, and the coat of arms. The symbols are the national tree, flower, fruit, and bird. The national motto, the pledge, the school song, and the national prayer. Madam Speaker, there is also a proposal to reform the presentation of the Constitution, beginning with the inclusion of the Jamaican Interpretation Act as opposed to the UK Interpretation Act of 1889, frozen in time. The words of enactment are to be updated, and we recently began that process. The bill was passed in this House. Madam Speaker, the British monarch is to be removed as Jamaica's head of state. That is the recommendation. The monarch is also to be removed from the legislative and executive authority of the state. With the removal of the monarch, the office of president is to be created. And the CRC has recommended a two-step appointment process. It begins with a nomination by the Prime Minister after consultation with the leader of the opposition with a view to arriving at consensus, and then a parliamentary confirmation process. Interestingly, Madam Speaker, it was said that the only thing that remained to be settled was whether the vote to confirm the president should be taken separately, with each house voting separately or together. Since this recommendation has been made, issue has been taken with an aspect of it. Madam Speaker, there is a recognition that systems work, processes work until they do not work. And so there is a recommendation for the appointment of the president in the event that there is no consensus between the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. Some are saying that if the provision were to be included, it may be license for no consensus to be achieved. The members of the CRC do not hold that view. We took a lot of time looking at this matter. We had before us the example from another jurisdiction where it worked until it did not work. But this is a matter that we will be engaging with members of the public further. Madam Speaker, the recommendations speak to the required qualification for holding office, and it begins with the citizenship criterion: Jamaican citizenship and Jamaican citizenship alone.
And allegiance, and loyalty.
So here are the recommended criteria. Be a Jamaican citizen by birth or descent. And Madam Speaker, we had to look at descent because during deliberations, we considered a situation where a Jamaican family went abroad, had a child abroad, came back home, and all the roots are Jamaican. Do we give greater priority to someone who has no Jamaican roots, come to Jamaica, born in Jamaica, acquired Jamaican citizenship, and that's it? But we didn't leave it there. The criterion for citizenship by descent should be limited to 3 generations. And in this case, the nominee would be considered the 3rd generation, the parent of the nominee, the 2nd generation, and the grandparent of the nominee, the 1st generation. Therefore, the nominee's entitlement to citizenship by descent would be derived from no further than the grandparent. The prospective president is to be ordinarily resident in Jamaica and be permanently resident for at least 10 of the last 15 years preceding nomination. Not be under a duty of allegiance to a foreign power or foreign state by his or her own act and not another person's, and not be disqualified for election to the Parliament. This issue of allegiance to a foreign state and a foreign power is perhaps the hottest button issue among the recommendations, because it also has relevance for membership in the Parliament. The view is taken that there is no place for divided allegiance. Absolutely. Madam Speaker, a lot of commentary has been made about the type of president. Many describe the work done by the Governor General as the de facto head of state as merely ceremonial. It is not true to say that the functions exercised by our head of state or local head of state, that those functions are merely ceremonial. But it is important for everyone to understand that ceremony has an important place. And ceremony is reserved for matters of high importance. The recommendation for the term of office is for 7 years in the first instance, renewable for a second term of up to 5 years. There is also recommendation for immunity, resignation, and termination of appointment. On the matter of termination, Madam Speaker, there is a specific process that is set out, which involves the establishment of an ad hoc parliamentary committee and the vacating of the office once a motion is passed, the investigation and the reporting, and the filling of the office during the process. Madam Speaker, the recommendation is for the retention of the parliamentary cabinet system. And I'll just indicate that our research shows that a parliamentary cabinet system is a system of governance in which the executive branch derives its legitimacy and is accountable to the legislature. In this system, the head of government, often called the Prime Minister, is typically a member of Parliament and is chosen on the basis of leadership or support of the party or parties which gain a majority in the parliamentary election. Madam Speaker, we had to look at the presidential system because there were many Jamaicans who were calling for a presidential system. And just to say that although we have been at pains to say that the recommendations of the committee were arrived at by consensus as they truly were, there was a multiplicity of views in the discussions and the deliberations. The presidential form of government is a system of governance in which the executive branch is separate from the legislature. In this system, the president normally serves as both head of state as well as head of the executive government and is not usually a member of the legislature. Madam Speaker, in our engagement with the people, there were many who expressed the view that members of parliament were not able to spend as much time in their constituencies when they also served as ministers. And I believe, Madam Speaker, all of us who serve in the dual roles are sympathetic to that view because the ministerial duties are heavy and they extend beyond the constituency to the national. But you know, Madam Speaker, I pondered a lot on this because every time we say to our constituents that we're dealing with ministerial work, we will be there or we're not able to come because of other work which involves their welfare and the welfare of the nation. Some of them wonder. But speaking for myself, I have learned so much from what I see in representing my constituents. I have learned so much about the conditions under which the people live. When I go and I see all that I see, all that we see, it is impossible for us to make the same kinds of decisions without putting the people at the heart and center of the work we do. And so while there are disadvantages, the clear advantage is that when you see the people, when you have to find them where they exist, you are then enabled to make better decisions on their behalf. And for those constituents who make it very clear what their issues are, We thank them like my own constituents, because every day there are challenges that we have to deal with. And many of the challenges that are faced in the constituency require solutions in the Parliament or in the Cabinet. Solutions in the ministries with subject matter responsibility for the issue confronting them. And so, Madam Speaker, I believe we may get to there at some other point, but right now, we have to be concerned with the stability in our government. We have to be concerned with ensuring that we are sufficiently familiar with the system of government to do the work on behalf of the people. So, Madam Speaker, we looked at all of the recommendations and the reports, and in particular the Stone Committee report of 1990 that examined ways of strengthening the role and performance of parliamentarians. We carefully weigh the strengths and weaknesses of both systems. And at the end of the day, based on the material before us, we recommended retention of the parliamentary cabinet system. Madam Speaker, there is the matter of impeachment and recall that took a lot of time in our deliberations. In fact, the committee deliberated with full knowledge that a private member's bill was tabled in the Parliament, and that previously, under the Jamaica Labour Party government, discussions were held about including a process of impeachment. Madam Speaker, we took into consideration repeated concerns expressed by the public about the lack of accountability among parliamentarians. In fact, I recall in my report to the Prime Minister and to the Cabinet advising that we will have to look at how we hold ourselves to account in a better way. We will have to look at the concerns of the people. Those concerns may not be addressed through an impeachment process or a recall process, but the people are demanding greater accountability from all of us. We discussed at length over multiple meetings the related issues. And we acknowledge the calls for the inclusion of a process of impeachment. We examined the history and experiences of impeachment in other jurisdictions. And in the end, we considered whether and how impeachment would work in the Jamaican context. After lengthy deliberations, we recommended that there should be no inclusion of an impeachment process in the reformed constitution. And we gave reasons for that. The reasons are that it is essentially dealing with what is a legal matter through a political process, as most impeachable offenses are criminal in nature and properly triable in the courts. We know that views are divided on this matter. We know that some people feel very strongly about it. We consider that the process can be easily manipulated for partisan political purposes, that it is difficult to ensure an impartial hearing by members of a parliament that is divided along partisan political lines. The need for investigative resources, and whether matter being investigated involves the allegation of a crime, then the normal criminal proceedings would be invoked, which creates the risk of competing and conflicting jurisdictions and outcomes. In the case where impeachable offenses are not criminal offenses, the definitions are generally vague, and therefore the impeachment process is regarded as inconsistent with the principles of natural justice. Since the report, our engagements with the people say, if not impeachment, why not recall? You know what is interesting, Madam Speaker? For many Jamaicans, their member of parliament is their first point of contact with government. They expect the Member of Parliament to do everything that all of government is required to do, except doing the work of a lawmaker, because many do not associate the office of Member of Parliament with that of a legislator and lawmaker. They believe that you are the social worker, you're the father, the mother, the spouse, you name it. That you are there to meet their every need. And so, can you imagine if a Member of Parliament is called upon to perform a role that is not properly the Member of Parliament's? That you have done all that you should do, can do, and you're waiting for another part of government to do the work. But the angry mob in the constituents decide that you should be recalled. If the numbers are high, you could have 3 or 4 elections, by-elections, happening in a 5-year cycle. So they say the strength of a democracy is that it is self-correcting, because it has the power of the decision in the vote. I know that this is an area that we will continue to debate, that we will continue to discuss, because we must bring greater accountability to the holders of public office, and the people are asking for more. The other hot button issue, Madam Speaker, is fixed general election date. And essentially people are saying that they want greater certainty around when elections are held. But having examined the issue, the committee took the view that should there be consensus between the two sides in the Parliament, this is a matter that could be considered for implementation. Although the committee recognized that in the context of Jamaica, fixing a specific date, the precise and inflexible date may be problematic in a country like Jamaica. But it is still possible to introduce greater certainty as to when elections are held. This is a matter that we will have to continue to debate. No one who holds office after the people have voted should be afraid of the people. No one should. Madam Speaker, I am asking that the recommendations be read. I'm asking that they be digested. I'm asking that each member of Parliament takes the recommendation to their constituents. I am asking that the discussions take place PD by PD, because at the end of the day, that is how the vote will be taken to approve any change that is made by the Parliament. Nothing goes to the people. Then you will deal with that. Madam Speaker, the recommendation that has floated around for a long time about the incorporation of the Electoral Commission in the Constitution has been made, and it is a matter that is to be implemented. One important change was made. The proposal is that the level of entrenchment be on the same level as our superior courts, and not that it be deeply entrenched. We have made recommendation for the incorporation of the Office of the Public Defender, and this is important for the Charter of Rights. Madam Speaker, the issue of the final appellate court is one of the hot button issues. We debated at length. We discussed at length. In fact, it was a big elephant staring us in the room at every stage. I indicated earlier that we will have to begin in earnest a serious conversation and discussion about the options that are open to us. Madam Speaker, we will continue to talk about constitutional reform. We will continue to go to the people. We will be moving as far as we can to have the Republic of Jamaica established. Before I move to the other areas of the ministry, very briefly, I wish to say that in order for us to move forward, consensus is required. Both sides of the Parliament must speak, must come together, must deliberate, must move beyond partisan differences. There is no disagreement about the goal that we're seeking to achieve. Absolutely none. We want it all, but we can't have it all at once. Madam Speaker, on the matter of why we have to move in phases, I invite members of this House to note that it is the bill that will have to be approved by the people. And the better view is that you do not include in the bill and send to the people matters that do not require their approval constitutionally. Madam Speaker, we will go forward. We are committed to going forward because we believe that this is the right thing to do. When we get to the other stages, we will determine. I hear a call for boldness in the move. Well, we will be bold to go forward. Madam Speaker, the other subject matters of the ministry are legal education, law reform, legislative work, and the revision of our laws, protection of human rights. The ministry, alongside the Constitutional Reform Committee, has been engaging in a robust public legal education on the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica. The legal education team engaged so far 2,751 civil servants in 48 ministry departments and agencies on constitutional reform over an 11-month period. The sensitization included the charter rights, the matters that are currently underway, duties, functions, powers. The team also participated in a panel discussion on religious liberty. They have engaged students in the school, and the work continues. Madam Speaker, the work continues. Education is a lifelong work. Lifelong work. On the matter of law revision, I pointed out previously that the Law Revision Secretariat, which falls under the ministry, is governed by the Law Revision Act. And it consolidates and publishes the laws of Jamaica under the direction of law commissioners. The main function of the Secretariat include textual changes to the laws of Jamaica, the statute and subsidiary legislation, preparation of the consolidated pages for printing and publication, preparation of the laws of Jamaica, and subsequent uploading of the laws to the website. The preparation process involves scanning, cropping, capturing the revised pages received from the printing office, updating the PDF versions, as well as the creation of links at the various sections of the law to facilitate ease of access. During this 2023-24 legislative year, the Secretariat completed one legislative year. That was 2021. You may recall that I indicated to the House how far behind we were when the ministry was established. The Secretariat also completed the and finalize the revised pages for the statutes for the year 2022. In addition, 34 pieces of 2022 statutes are ready to be submitted for publication. The Secretariat is in the process of completing the 2022 subsidiary legislation with 28 of 35 pieces already complete. That's 80%. Madam Speaker, that is progress like we have never seen it on this front. To provide up-to-date and accurate legislative information online, we must reduce the lag time between enactment and inclusion in the revised laws of Jamaica. At present, Madam Speaker, and I ask everyone to listen to this, ministries do not have a compilation of ministerial orders, and many legal officers do not know where to find them in the Gazette. The goal we are working on is to introduce a dedicated website, the Jamaica Legal Information Portal, where all acts passed by Parliament and subsidiary legislation can be published and circulated in a searchable database, which also includes sunset legislation and repeal acts of Jamaica, as well as gazettes containing legal notices and other relevant matters. Madam Speaker, this is so important. Many do not appreciate it because they may think that they are not lawyers, but it is critical for the legal infrastructure of Jamaica. Madam Speaker, last year I reported that the ministry entered into a memorandum of understanding with Jamaica Promotions Corporation to introduce a comprehensive information portal for the laws of Jamaica. The project is funded by the World Bank Group under the Component 1 of the Foundations for Competitiveness and Growth Projects. I'm pleased to report that the contract for the development of the Jamaica Legal Information Portal was awarded to the European consulting firm Softengi. Work commenced in February of this year, and a draft design of the portal has already been completed. The firm appears to be ahead of schedule, and if it continues at that rate, user acceptance testing can commence as early as the end of this calendar year. Madam Speaker, the ministry intends to use the website portal to engage on law reform issues. All who are calling for more engagement, all who are calling for a say, for the people to have their say, this infrastructure is being put in place to facilitate that in this digital age. The engagement will serve to inform both the public and the ministry about concerns that are to be considered in the development of law reform proposal. So, for example, what is happening now with a call by taxi operators about the demerit points. The portal, when complete, will provide an easy avenue for them to indicate their concerns and make their suggestions for changes. Madam Speaker, the ministry is working. The portal will provide access to the revised laws of Jamaica, and we're talking about all editions from the 19th century to present. The annual acts of Jamaica from the 17th century to present. The Jamaica Gazette publications, proclamation, rules and regulations, bills and acts, and the Gazette Extraordinaire. The introduction of this transformational tool will obviate the need for extensive time and effort to be expended to identify Gazette notices and laws. The portal will include judgments of the court. The publication of the laws of Jamaica has had a long history. However, it can be admitted that access to the publication has been limited to the few who are aware of their existence and who know how to access them. And this is something that has to be corrected as we go forward. This is something that must change, and the change is underway. Madam Speaker, I turn to the matter of human rights. The Human Rights Division of the ministry is educating all Jamaicans on not only their rights and freedoms, but as also their responsibilities. The inalienable rights and freedoms are guaranteed to the extent that they do not prejudice the rights and freedoms of others. Madam Speaker, the division has been working. The Director of Human Rights was a member of the Jamaican delegation which attended the 8th periodic review of the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, which took place in October 2023, and our esteemed Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports led that under this subject matter. It was our pleasure to support the work, provide invaluable support to Minister Grange's work in that regard. Madam Speaker, we, on the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, International Human Rights Day is observed. We participated in the process. We aired a video on television, and we also place on the ministry's social media pages information. The ministry hosted a church service to commemorate International Human Rights Day. We remain committed to protecting the gains that we have made and to ensuring that all Jamaicans understand that the rights they are given to the extent that others are responsible. The rights are guaranteed in a responsibility framework. Madam Speaker, there are two other matters on which I will be reporting before I sit and before I indicate the way forward with phase 1 of the report. The Legal Reform Department is a principal law reform entity in Jamaica, one of 4 legal departments in the public sector, and one of the departments under the portfolio of the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. The mandate of the LRD is to keep under review the laws applicable in Jamaica with a view to its systematic reform to meet the changing needs of the Jamaican society and to assist in the implementation of law reform proposals in accordance with government policies. Madam Speaker, the department is headed by Ms. Nadine Wilkins, and I really want to thank the LRD for the work they're doing and the support they have also provided to the Constitutional Reform Committee. You know, Madam Speaker, when people complain about the slow pace of law reform, I want you to know that although the ministry has a supervisory role, the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, no law is advanced until the ministry with subject matter responsibility advances that law. Tomorrow, our ministry will be meeting with the legislative teams for all ministries in the government of Jamaica to take stock of the work being done and to look at the issues under review. Madam Speaker, during the 23-24 legislative year, the LRD reviewed and provided comments and guidance to ministries on 87 matters. And when the printed publication is provided, you will see the details of those matters set out in an appendix. Turning to the Office of the Parliamentary Counsel, Madam Speaker, the office is headed by Ms. Judith Grant, a very competent Chief Parliamentary Counsel, and her support team of highly skilled and committed drafters and secretarial and administrative staff. Every time I speak, I say, don't blame the Office of the Parliamentary Counsel for any delay that is in the system. That is not where the delay occurs. The Parliamentary Counsel comes at the end of the chain. I'm happy to report that for 2023-24, approximately 77 bills were prepared, with 14 passed by the Parliament 10 draft bills, and 53 drafting assignments completed by the Office of the Parliamentary Counsel. Appendix 2 of the printed report will set out the details, Madam Speaker. During my sectoral presentation last year, I reported to the House that one of the strategic priorities of the Ministry is to address the slow pace of legislative reform in the public sector by strengthening inter-ministerial collaboration. I further reported that all ministries are required to work within settled timelines and that a projectized approach has been adopted to improve the management of the process. Our ministry continues to provide technical guidance and support to all ministries and their legislative teams. Madam Speaker, we need more resources. We need more resources. All ministries are required to prepare a policy paper which cogently captures the policy intent regarding proposed laws. We need more policy specialists in government. The current arrangement sees ministries as a first step preparing a cabinet submission outlining the proposed legislative amendments. Madam Speaker, the government needs more expertise across every ministry, department, and agency to deal with policy work and to deal with the legislative work. I indicated earlier that the next legislative teams meeting will be convened. I did say tomorrow, but it's actually Thursday. It is our intention to provide further guidance to the ministries on the effective development of legislative policy, to review the performance of the teams for the 23-24 legislation program, and to make presentations on the modernization of outdated legislation. A new scorecard system will be introduced by the ministry, to the ministry by the Office of Parliamentary Counsel at the legislative teams meeting. The OCP administers a client feedback form that its client ministries complete once a bill is completed. The scorecard will be completed and it will provide data on the quality of instructions received from each ministry. The data will be compiled on a database and assessed periodically to determine the extent of the assistance provided, to be provided. Madam Speaker, I am about to take my seat, but before I do so, I want to indicate that the CRC is moving to prepare the drafting instructions for the substantive bill to transition Jamaica from a constitutional monarchy to a republic. When the bill comes to the House, it will have to be laid for 3 months before it can be debated on. It is the intention to use the first 3 months to hear from the people and to further inform the people about the bill. The proposal is for the bill to be reviewed by a joint select committee of the Parliament. After the bill is debated on, another 3 months will have to elapse before it is voted on. And we will take into account the points raised during the debate. After the bill is passed in the House of Representatives, this Honourable House, it will go to the Senate. Yes, a joint select committee will be held. Joint select committee will be held to review the bill. The time between the tabling and the commencement of the debate will be used. Madam Speaker, the Constitution says that if a bill passed in the House is not passed with a required 2/3 vote in the Senate within a month of it being sent there, it will be regarded as having been rejected by the Senate. It will then come back to the House for a second vote. And that second vote can take place in the same Parliament or in a subsequent Parliament. There are timelines that are set and which have to be honored. And after the bill is passed, it will go to the people. Madam Speaker, we will have to spend a lot of time working on the process by which the bill will be approved. Just to say, Madam Speaker, that there are technical matters, and it is not the intention to put to the people any matter that does not require constitutionally their approval. We can't really mix up the provisions, in other words. And that is why when we sorted out the work in phases, we made it clear that we would deal with the deeply entrenched provisions first, and then we will move on to deal with the ordinarily entrenched provisions. So, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, we are where we are. Jamaica is poised for great things. A lot of work has been done. A lot of work remains to be done. The invitation is for all Jamaicans, and in particular the people who are the electorate, to join us on the road to Republic. Madam Speaker, it's not an easy road, but it's a righteous cause. And when we pursue a righteous cause, the universe has a way of coming to the rescue. It is my expectation that we will find the maturity to rise above the partisan divide and do what is right in the interest of Jamaica. Yes, please. Yes, please. There comes a time when we have to put Jamaica ahead. And this is the time. Madam Speaker, I thank all of my colleagues for their indulgence. I thank everyone who has interacted with us. Let us not break out the quarrels. Let us spend our time finding the solutions. Madam Speaker, it is my honor and privilege to do this work. Prime Minister, I commend you wholeheartedly. I commend you for not politicizing the process. I commend you for enabling the discussions and the debate to take place. The leadership that you have exercised is the leadership that is required for such a time as now. Prime Minister, those who come after us will find us faithful, and they will honor your leadership in this matter. May God bless all of us and bless Jamaica, land we love. House Leader.
That was the live coverage of the sectoral debate presentation by the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, the Honourable Marlene Malahoo Fort. This broadcast was brought to you by the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
Join the National Blood Transfusion Service and the Ministry of Health and Wellness on June 14 for World Blood Donor Day.
Every blood donation helps save at least 3 lives, so wear red and donate at any blood collection center island-wide.
Follow the Blood Bank and the Ministry of Health and Wellness on our social media pages at One Blood Bank JA and at the MOHWGOVJM.
World Blood Donor Day. Blood is life-giving.